after the latest episode. So now on, I've got some final things bought in from the rear axle. So we're going to weld that on and of course fitting it under to get the final mount on the rear diff with the rubber on it. So we start with some welding and grinding again. Okay, so what is this? Well, a known problem with this type of rear axle is that when you're lowering it, they're really going to camber the rear suspension. And when you want a good drivable car, you don't want that. You want to adjust that so that it will be all in a straight angle as much as possible to get a good driving quality, especially with an engine like this, everything 4x4, you want to handle it good. So we are going to make it adjustable so we can put the arm straight again and we don't have too much camber or more than we want. Okay, so that's one hole, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go. We'll be sitting here for a while to get the holes cleaned up. I will probably get a new grinder bit, so it will go a little faster, but yeah, just hand worky. Oh yeah, right? Everybody who sees all my episodes, the wire was empty, so just 2 tack welds and it was all done. Luckily I could get some quick new wire so we can go on now. Always so damn nice. You buy all that stuff and there's no description on how to install it. Of course, with a little bit of logic, we need to get this sorted in the right angles. So I was nicely making all the mesh in the shop and I didn't want it in the other room, but we're going to move this to the weld table to align this straight, tack weld it on, and then we can finish everything off. Okay. So this is around and about the angle that the axle is, and when the arms are in it, it should go that way. So this angle should be straight with the new welding plates. So I'm going to grind it up a little bit so they will get into this corner, otherwise they won't fit. And to create a little bit more room, of course. trimming and cutting than expected to get all the new platters in the right angles, but we are so far. Now it's time to grind out the final holes and we can weld everything on. So we cut it over there. Now we need to trim that. Cut it over here. Same on the other side. As usual, a little bit more tricky-wicky, because I think, well, not everything was straight anymore on the axle, so both of the outer lips were not in the original corners anymore, so I had to work that backwards a little bit, and that meant it took me a little bit longer to get both of them measured out and straightened out. But as you know, with this rear axle and this stuff, nothing seems to be how it should be. But now it's back. You can see it just falls. It just can turn like a child now. So that's a good thing. We're getting there. Wiggled it around, got it all in. So now time to weld this all off. And then we got an adjustable rear axle. Okay, so they can all turn freely like this now. So this one, and this one. Oh, well, there's no bolts on, but they can turn freely now, so time to weld them off. Well, before I can mount anything back, I first need to check all the threads, because they're all, well, hopefully not fucked or damaged because of the idiot. So let's work on that for a bit. Let's check on the computer on which thread goes into where. So I'm sure we take the out stepper and just clean it up a little bit. Okay, let me see if you can get it on camera. I think you can. These are looking crisp again. We can work with that. I have no idea what was all in there, but a lot of shit. Let's see, the bolts were in wrongly. But I think if we do the bolts in, there will be no movement. Let's try one. Where did I put it? It's over here. So this doesn't feel that it's not savable anymore. It still feels good. So I think it's just a little bit luck, it's still good. We are lucky that he didn't turn them all the way in, he just stopped when he couldn't come any further. That's the luck, I guess, on this game. With a lot of oil and just some small cutting, we are back in the game. This really is feeling good again. Look how strong this is in. There's no play, No play. When it's full threaded, there's no play. So when the bolts will be in with no play, that's all good. Jezus, mina. Yes, sir. At least we can turn them in right now. Okay, that is feeling smooth again. Bolts are going in real nice. Axle is hanging in nice. So now the final mount at the back. That should be on there. And that's this one. So grind this off, that one back in, that one on the new mount, and then tack weld it all in, and then weld it off later on, because we're going to replace these bushings anyway. Well, now this should go on. I think like this. Oh, that fits nice. Leaking and the freaking not going further. My table is dead. Grab the dead shit. Fucking nut. Slecht bij. Jezus. Over een meter bij. That's such a good idea this. Huh? Good soy. Okay, that is everything back in except for the arms. We've got one bolt that we still need to get out of the arm, out the rubber, and then we can test fit everything in and see if it will work with the adjustments we've got. So let's get the final bolts out and let's get everything back in for the test fit, and then we can write down every bolt and nut that we need and we're missing, so we can order all the parts to get it all new. Another challenge. Fuck you. That's nice. Always something, huh, with a tuning game. Nobody tells you about those things. You need to get it all up before to get this all in. Fuck you. Okay, so now I am back into the research game. I know a couple of things. So with the big width suspension, you should be able to get the original axles with bigger CV joints on the inside fit. I assume that this is the small width. So or we upgrade the arms to big width and then the axle should fit, or we need to adjust the axles. That's what I know. Then after that we need to go to the drive shaft. We need the prop shafts and the props of the Mark IV. And then I think in the middle we should weld and connect some together. I'm still reading in on that, and well, if anybody online knows which parts I can scramble together the best, hit me up in the comments and help me out to get this done a little bit quicker. I'm reading in on it. I know a lot about it, but I'm sure always can use some tips, so hit me up in the comments. Okay, so in the meanwhile I can make a beveled edge on the pipings now. That means we can weld the final bits of the hoses, can fit them, and we can all go on with that. In the meanwhile, we've got all the info coming together for the axle, so we can move on to that and can order stuff for that. Now I want to see if we can get all the intercooler pipes fitted. I've got the hoses to go to the heater box in, so we can test fit those and order some final bits for that as well. Well, trying to push my welding skills to the next level, I want more consistency in my aluminium welds. But that's just turning out a little bit more difficult than expected. I know a little bit on the setups and the stuff, but it's not seems to going the right way yet, and I'm practicing or trying in the rotisserie that maybe when you put your everything in the perfect angle it was going to be a little bit better. Of course the welds are getting better and better, but not on my taste. They're not perfect yet, so I gotta try to keep improve this stuff, although I'm not too worried that it's too bad, but sometimes it's still not doing everything the way I want it. Always keep practicing. So okay, this is what it was doing over there. It's not cleaning the welds enough, and then I set it up better so you can see the improvements of the welds. But sometimes, or it's in my welder or it's in the materials, the dirt is coming back, and I still improved the cleaning methods of the aluminium welds. Well, gotta keep trying, I guess. Well, that's another attempt, and you can see how tricky it is with all the angles and all the pipes and all the shapes. Yeah, you get stuck with yourself, I guess, to how to explain, but I think this one is another attempt on a way better consistency on my weld, so I'm happy on another growth on the settings, on the manipulator, which I'm going to use more often, because it's now almost in a good spot. I need to get my mill out and install properly, but I like this. Not so bad. So now let's see, did it pay off? All in the shades. Oh yes, we can adjust it. And it forward and backwards, so that's kind of coolish. And then over there it should go up and down, up and down. Caster and camber adjustments all set. We're getting there. Okay, I've ordered some better bushings. But, of course, I think they sent me the wrong ones, because these are short. And, of course, I've ordered the same size. But these aren't the same size. I wanted to get them bolted in from the bottom, as have you seen in previous episodes. There was a lot of difficulties to get it in. So I thought, different pattern, bolt pattern, we can shove them in and bolt them from the below. But these are longer. So let me check on the computer why these are longer. And get me the right ones. But on the other hand, all the pipings are fitting. So that's a good thing. Oh. But luckily at the back over there, I don't know if you can see it, we shimmed that one out. So we can use the ones we have at the front for the rear side. And we need new ones for the front. But that's all about okay-ish. The pipings are getting good now. So I've made this longer so it will sit into the hose. So that's getting there, and the other side is getting there as well. Yo! So, like every week, it's under his clothes. Closing out this episode, a lot of work been done. We're scribing down the list until we can start it. So we're getting more and more excited. Fuck you. Well, that's my ring-a-ding-ding-dong for the door. Someone's always coming in. And when I'm all alone, it's very handy, but with this YouTube shit, sometimes it's not so handy. So, well, go back on where we were. We've got a lot of work done. Closing in on the first startup, I guess. A lot of things ticking up on the box. Got a lot of small tiny parts ordered so we can finish the final bits. Of course there are some more stuff that needs to be done, but I'm closing in on the first run. And that's kind of cool to see if it's all going to work. So keep watching the episode. Keep following us on this build, and see you all in the next episode. Bye.